tutorial on a power move, and so that means that it's going to take a little bit more time than usual because power moves, you have a lot of stuff to say about it. I'll preface this by saying that I'm not a power head, alright? I'm more of a style head. I still learn power moves, but I'm not the best at them, okay? I guess I can get around like 5 to 10 spins, well 10 if I'm lucky, of backspin, but that's about it. Unless I'm wearing a really, really slidey shirt, then it might be boosted up. But yeah, so if you're ready for a really in-depth tutorial with a lot of tips on the backspin, or if you're having complicated issues with your backspin, then be sure to check out this video and learn. Are you ready? Let's go. Ignore the backspin and go straight for the windmill, but I would say learn the backspin before the windmill because the backspin and the hand glide, if you merge those together, it's basically a windmill, really. So if you're having trouble with the windmill, I suggest you learn at least how to do more than 3 rounds of the backspin. That might help immensely. So the way I'm going to teach you how to do the backspin is we're going to be going from a split kick or a Cali whip, I think that's what it's called. I'm not very good with my names of b-boy moves. But it looks like this, and you're kicking to the side, you know? There are many other ways to start a backspin. I won't teach you them right now because the Cali whip or the split kick, I'll just call it the split kick, is the easiest way to do it. So, if you're able to do a split kick, you should be fine. You could do it like this, you know, with your, I'm going to go counterclockwise, which means I'm going to be kicking to the left with my right leg. But you can do it like this in this position, but I'm not going to describe this position because we're not going to be using this. We're going to be using this. To me, this gives you a lot more space, and that makes it so that you can generate more momentum with your whip. I highly suggest that you try it out like this, especially if you're a novice b-boy, if this is your first time trying backspin, because this will really help you. That's a tip right there. I should have wrote it down somewhere. If I'm a good editor. Yeah, so you're going to, separate your legs, and before starting anything, warm up, and then after, I don't know, like, do some stretches. I'm doing them very, very fast, but usually you're supposed to stay at least 1 minute on each stretch, and breathe deeply. But I'm doing it really fast because, or else this video is going to take an eternity and a half. So yeah, get into this. And now, first part is to get used to this swing. So each time you're going to put your hand down, you're going to swing. You're not going to hit, you know, you're going to swing. It's actually pretty important to know how to do this, as dumb as it seems, because this will make you understand the concept of the whip, alright? The whip kind of looks like this, if you do it with your legs. It kind of looks like a circle. So just get used to this first before trying anything with your legs. Now that you're used to this, I hope, since we're going left, we're going to do one last, and then we're going to place our left hand on the floor. And this one's going to take all your energy, alright? And you're going to also whip your right arm. After, when you get good, you don't always have to whip your arm with it, but for now we'll just do it because it's easier to understand. So, you're going to, all your energy, and then you're going to place yourself onto the side of your foot, your left foot, onto the side. Another tip, don't wear socks, well, wear shoes, that's what I mean. Don't be like with socks while doing this, because you need the grip of this part. You need it. You want it to be gripping onto the floor, or else you're just going to slide and you're going to fail miserably. So if you have shoes, just put them on, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Clean your floor after. So you're going to go onto the side of this foot, and this foot is going to have to stay on the floor, alright? It's going to have to grip. This other leg, okay, your right leg, is going to slightly bend and get ready for the whip. So it does this. Boom. Now you're going to descend onto your forearm, alright? Descend. Because when you're spinning and you descend onto your forearm, if you look closely, the forearm will straighten out because you'll go onto your back. So with your forearm, you have even more surface to go onto the floor. so you can even have more grip on the floor. Hold the floor, that's another tip. Hold it with your fingertips. You don't want to slip needlessly and fail. So, see that? This goes straight. So, let's say I'm going to do this. And here comes the first part of learning the backspin. We're going to have to learn how to do a side kick, how to do a little spin on the side. This is actually pretty important. I say a lot of things are important, but that's because I used to have difficulties with backspin, so that's why I tell you a lot of tips to make it as easy as possible. You're going to do this, ready? That's it, all right? You want to kick it. Right now we're not doing the whip just yet, we're just going to kick it, and you want this to stay straight. Got it? So let's look at it again. We're doing this, and now we're going to kick it. You don't need to do 15 spins of this, but you need to understand how to do this, how to do the motion of the side spin. Once you know how to do the motion of the side spin, you just need to whip it up, and that's what I'm going to teach you now. Currently, all that's remaining to do is to execute the actual whip and get into the back spin. The most important part, obviously. The whip is actually the most important part. So I'll show you what the whip looks like, and then I'll teach you how to do it. So a normal whip, I'll do it very slowly. Would look kind of like that, alright? Now, the whip, I said it already, but it's incredibly important that you get it, alright? It's inexcusable if you don't know how to do it. That's why we're going to practice it slowly at first. If you try to go too fast, you're going to crash, alright? You're going to go very slowly to get the movement down. So you know this, I'm doing it very not professionally, but you know how to do that already. So what's going to happen is that as you kick, alright, you're in this position. What's going to happen next is you're going to do an entire circle with your right leg. See that? A circle. And as you do that circle, you're going to push off your left hand, arm, well, forearm and arm, alright? So you're going to push off, and with that pushing off, you're going to be able to get up into your back, alright? So the pushing off is actually pretty important, because that's how to get onto your upper back. So as you're like this, you're going to do the swing, then you need to exaggerate a lot. So exaggerate it, and notice how my left leg also swings a little bit. It swings up right after. You see that? It swings up right after. So you do it very slowly, and remember all of the tips that I've given you so far, and then do it very slowly, and get onto your back. So now you may be wondering, which part of my back do I get onto? So I'll teach you right now. Don't ever stay like this. This is the worst possible position you can ever have, because you're spinning on your entire back. And if you know the laws of physics even relatively well, you would know that you want a smaller point to spin on. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift off into this very comfortable position. We all know it. It's on your upper back. Right, your head's not touching the ground, but it could if you just place it down. That's the kind of feeling that you get. So get into this position. This is the position you're going to spin into. So you're going to whip yourself into that position, and you're going to really have to try hard to get into that position, because that is the way that you want to be in. That's to maximize your speed and everything, to make your backspin look clean. So you're going to whip very slowly, whip, and follow up with your other leg into this. And then that's it. That's the backspin. Now obviously, you want to put in all of your strength into this whip, alright? So that's the next part. Put all of your strength into it, and I mean really all your energy. If you don't put every single ounce of energy into it, it's not going to look good. So, all your energy, and then whip, alright? I'm stopping right now, but you know what I mean. How do you get all that energy? Well, you just exaggerate everything. Exaggerate the kick, exaggerate the whip, exaggerate the other whip, exaggerate pushing off, exaggerate everything. That's the most important part next to the whip, the exaggeration. And then you simply spin. You might fall, but that's natural. The because you're just trying it for the first time. Since we're spinning counterclockwise, you might want to put more weight onto the right side of your back, kind of, so that you can compensate with the direction you're spinning to. Learn that that is the backspin. And if you even want more tips, then you have to visit my site. Don't, just a little reminder here. Well, not obviously, let's say too much. Evidently, if you're like this, in this position, you won't spin as fast as if you crunch up really, really tightly, because then you have less friction with the air and all that, and you know what I mean. And that's the backspin. To conclude, I hope you enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time making this video, so of course I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like it if you did. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure to comment if you want to give me constructive criticism on my tutorials. And make sure to check out my website if you want even more tips. Because yes, I give out even more tips. I give out even more problems and how to solve them. I give out even more instructions and whatever, you know. Anyways, so check all that out, and I hope you enjoyed it, honestly. So, peace.